Well, I think that when it comes to crossing cultural boundaries, we need to recognize that culture is really a gift from God. I think about Genesis 1, I believe it's around the 28th verse, when God tells Adam and Eve to be fruitful and multiply and to subdue the earth. I think in terms of being able to do that, that it was an idea in the mind of God that as they would subdue the earth and as humanity would grow throughout the earth, they would be going through different climates, they'd be going through different regions, and they'd be having different cultural customs that would actually, different languages that would take place. And so I believe that culture and the variety of cultures is actually a gift is actually a gift and an idea in the mind of God. And so we have to recognize that. Now, when it comes to crossing cultural boundaries, I think we have to also recognize that just because a culture is different from you does not mean that it's better or it's worse than your particular culture. So you have to develop a posture of humility. There's a few things that are pretty important in terms of principles of crossing cultural boundaries. One, we need to recognize that distance demonizes. I think about that African proverb, when I saw someone afar, I thought that they were a monster. When that person got a little bit closer, I knew I thought it was an animal. When they got a little bit closer, I was able to make out a man. But then when I got face to face, I discovered that person was my brother. Distance demonizes, and you begin to create a context by which you begin to connect with someone that's different than you. I think we also have to recognize that we have to use difference as a doorway to dialogue. So that if I'm different from you, it does not mean that I have to be apart from you, but it gives me an opportunity to learn from you, and we can learn from one another. And I think that finally we have to do something for justice, because you cannot say that you're very serious about connecting with people of different cultures if you don't care about the policies and the way in which things are happening in the world that affect them. When people begin to know that you care about them and care about what happens to them, it creates a bridge by which you can cross the boundary.